Yeah, I think that washer got absorbed into the abyss. So, it's all right. We'll remember it when we put it back together, and we'll say a prayer that it holds together. Top of the morning, everybody. I'm back out here again today. We are going to see if I can figure out what's going on with this drive shaft U-joint transmission, the whole debacle of 2021 right here underneath my 60 Impala. So in the last video, what we were doing was trying to get this new transmission in, and one thing led to another, and we had major jammage issues on the U-joint. I don't know exactly what happened, but it just did not pan out well. So it's been a couple days. I'm back out here now. What I'm going to attempt to do today is get the whole entire drive shaft out, which in turn allows me to, instead of just replacing the front U-joint, I'm now going to be replacing the front, the center, and the rear U-joint to the rear diff. But I've actually never really looked underneath at the rear diff and seen the U-joint. So yeah, as I've been playing with this, like in the last video where I learned after taking the transmission out that it wasn't in fact a 2-speed power glide, it was a swapped in turbo 350, which is making it easier in regards to the front of the drive shaft going in there. That's really nice. Didn't have to cut anything down is what I'm getting at. So now I just got to see if I can figure this out. So I'm going to wipe off my handy dandy little creeper here, since my wife was so nice and just washed my coveralls. I'll turn on my light for y'all, and we're going to slide under here together and see what I'm working with. It is a disaster under here. Okay, let's see. So, let's see here. We're gonna slide right up to this rear and check this out. See, this is what I'm talking about. So, if you can see this right here, see how this has bolts? Yes. So it makes it a lot easier. It's funny because this U-joint actually looks pretty nice. But anyways, I'm going to pull that. I think I'm going to take it into the driveline shop and have them replace all the U-joints. And I'm also going to pull out these bolts, which, see, these bolts are beautiful. So I'm assuming that the last guy went through this, but because I'm having the issues now, yeah, I've got to take care of a couple things. So before I set myself up for failure, another thing I should probably do is pull these springs out and cut them so I can slam this jabroni on the ground. But that'll be at a little bit later date, after we can see if we can tuck these massive 15 by 10 wheels. Oh, look at that, a little bit of cancer. No big deal. You know, some people would argue that those holes are just to help things have better airflow. It's like built-in air conditioning. I don't know, it's not that bad. I've seen worse. It is kind of crazy what people have filled areas up with. You can see right up there. But hey, that's all covered with the wheel, so it's not a big concern. So I'm going to set y'all up, and we're going to try to take this drive shaft out. So here we go. Why not just slide in from right here, right? Okay, let's see. The fun thing about working on your cars is you can lay on tools. I don't know if you have never done something like that, but it's, oh look, the other fun thing is when you slide under there and you grab the wrong size. Some might say that at a time right now, a ratchet wrench would be a good investment. I don't know. I don't think that's really relevant to the scenario. I suppose you could spray penetrating blast on here too, and it might make things a little bit easier. But, you know, we're well past beyond that. You know, it's getting to be that time of year. Fall's right around the corner. And I always have people say, they come over and I'm working out here, gets kind of cold. They say stuff like, oh, man, it's so cold in your garage or so cold in your shop. I'm pretty sure I lost a washer. I don't know if the camera picked up where that went. That'd be super handy if I found it. But, you know, I just tough it out. You should throw more money at your garage and your shop to make it warm for me to come over and sit around. I got project cars to buy, friends. Can never have enough, right? Yeah, I think that washer got absorbed into the abyss. So, it's all right. We'll remember it when we put it back together, and we'll say a prayer that it holds together. So that's okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll throw this one on the press and try to blow these U-joints out or something. See what the heck I did wrong. And honestly, I think a needle bearing wiggled out when I was putting it together because I wasn't putting it in the press and I was trying to cut corners. You know how it goes. I mean, in theory, you should have been able to get it together, no problem, but it just did not work out. So, no big deal. Now I'm going to pull this out and allow me to give a visual on all this stuff because you don't want your carrier bearing to start just nasty chit-chattering while you're driving down the road. Your first cruise. So now, oh no, it might just be a little too shallow. You hate it when you get a song stuck in your head? I got that freaking commercial song stuck in my head right now, which I would have no problem having stuck in my head if I was getting sponsored by them. It was something like, keep it bougie like Applebee's. I could go for some Applebee's right now, I'll tell you that. 100% free plug for that place. If you don't like Applebee's, you're not American. Now, I've never actually pulled one of these drive shafts out of here. So we're gonna see what it takes. I'm assuming it's pretty simple because I've seen some other guys do it. And I'm like, oh yeah, cool. And they just slip it out of the back. Really, when you think of the way this was designed, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. The bearing could have been elsewhere, but all right. So it's already disconnected up in the front because it never got connected back together. So we'll just do this, I guess. The fun thing about this is there's these holes right above me, and so a bunch of things are falling out right onto my face and neck, and I don't know what they are, so that's cool. No big deal. So I'm gonna just slide this on the ground. This kind of there it is. All right, y'all, that wasn't too bad now, was it? Let's see. Let's take a peek here. You know, the bearing looks fine. I mean, that's U-joint's got grease in there. It's all good. I'm thinking everything's fine. But I don't know. I don't really know what I'm looking for. Doesn't seem like that. Doesn't seem like that carry bearing. You guys tell me. Doesn't make any noise. Seems good, so maybe I'll get lucky and I'll press this out here at the house and just try to throw it back together. So anyways, I'll bring you all back once I get going on this here in a bit. We're gonna see if we can get this U-joint pressed out now. So let's see if this works. This thing is killing me here. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I get it, my U-joint shifts and moves around, all that good stuff. What am I doing wrong here? How can I stabilize this thing? It definitely is. Seems to be going crooked. So, oh man. Well, I've been having to kill my time with this, you guys. This is just frustrating as all get out. This thing is seized inside it. If you guys can see this, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but this thing is, check this out. Look at that. That is legit cracked. I think before I do any more damage, I'm just gonna have to be defeated on this one. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I cannot get it to press straight, so something must be messed up with it. So I think I'm gonna take it to the driveline shop, have them professionally take that out, put a new one in, make sure everything's all good. Yeah, kind of defeated on this one. Cannot seem to get it to go into the car the right way, doing it, you know, by hand, and I've seen guys hit it with sledgehammers, do all this crazy stuff. And I've done other U-joints in the past and it's been able to work no problem, but for whatever reason, this one is just, it's kicking my tail. So I'm gonna let this one be, and I'll bring y'all back when this one is out. So, all right, y'all, see you in a bit. All right, just so nobody thinks that I was lying. So I ended up, after my last little bit of videotaping a couple hours ago, I was just super frustrated. This whole transmission swap has been super frustrating. And I ended up calling Northwest Drivelines, which has hooked me up. They are the ones that did the driveline on Miss Leah, my 57 Chevy. If you haven't seen her, make sure to go back to some of our other videos and check her out. Anyways, they did my driveline, and I'm like, okay, got a great place. They're super quick, reliable, do awesome work. Drivelines Northwest. And I decided, you know what? I've got this press in here because, I called, and of course they're closed. It's Saturday, right? And it's a holiday weekend, so I'm thinking, dang, not gonna be able to take it in on Monday. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go to town, I'm gonna press these things. So I'm gonna bring you along and show you what's going on. So here we go. As you can see, I've got this side, it is all the way pressed in. The other side's pressed in. I've got my clips right here. I'm about to try to install these bad boys. Okay, so down here, I blew this all apart. All right, cleaned everything up. Now check it out. This is what we thought had happened. So if you'll notice, inside, see that? That's a needle bearing. Needle bearing in the bottom of there. And see that? Sorry, I don't have my light on the end of my camera. Look at that. Needle bearings fell during the install before. So that's what we got going on. So right now, I'm going to try to throw a couple clips in here and we will see if this works. You know what? We're gonna do this on the ground. Easier to see as well. So what I'm trying to do is get this clip inside of here. And of course I have like the worst needle nose pliers in the world. Come on, baby. All right, one's in. Okay, so I got one in there. So one of them's in. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this back up on the press and press the other side. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's in there now. Here's my concern with this. All right, so my concern right now that I have is that this does not seem like it wants to go straight. Not 100% sure why. Funny is, see, it just doesn't want to go down in there. Do I file? What do I do here? Sure, this is tight. That sure seemed to press straight. So, pop it out, take a peek, see if it's pressed straight. Okay. See, now if you remember when I took this apart, this is what's been going on. It's got a little bit of a ridge inside. I think that's what's been messing me up. But see, I went on nice and straight in theory, so I know it's popping past that little ridge. So now what we're going to do, now let's pass that ridge. We're going to see if we can't get this to set. Okay. We're going to see if we can't get this last one in now. Fingers crossed, everybody. Sorry, I'm a professional. Get that side down here. That's it. That should be it. I don't know if you just think, but not that bad. And I'm sure there's probably some tool. One of y'all are probably gonna be like, man, next time, bro. So it's in there. Success, friends, we got it. So now what I'm gonna do is reverse the process earlier today when I took the whole driveline out, which is really nice, a heck of a lot better than trying to replace the front U-joint, because as you saw from my incredible amount of mishaps, yeah, on the Impala, it's so much easier because the rear U-joint, it just unbolts. So you can unbolt that. And then of course, if you have a press, you can keep things level, because in the car, I seriously bent 3 brand new C-channel clamps. So yeah, as you can see now, I got really lucky on this one because the previous owner put a new U-joint in the back, in the center. And I know it looks a little rusty, but you can see it's a pretty nice carrier bearing. I've got another one, but Zerk fitting's good. I'm gonna pop the Zerk fitting out of the badly damaged U-joint from earlier. I'll take that Zerk fitting and put it into this one. And yeah, she is all in there now. She's good. So I'll, like I said, reverse the process. My camera's almost dead for the day because I've been videotaping this and doing some other stuff on my wheels. But I'm gonna go drink a beer. So I will see y'all next time. Driver Studio, out.